in 2008, I kept seeing anime fans on message boards saying Gurren Lagann saved anime. At the time, I thought it was a bit hyperbolic, but over the years, I came to realize they were wrong. It didn't save anime. Gurren Lagann changed the anime meta. Anime back in the late 2000s were mostly moe anime. Cute anime girls doing cute anime girl things. There's nothing wrong with that, but it was oversaturated genre at the time. Cute anime girls will always be an anime staple, but that's not really saying anything new. When Gurren Lagann burst into the scene, it changed everything, and its impact is still felt today. Gurren Lagann laid the groundwork for a lot of things we see in anime right now. Anime is currently in a pretty good place in terms of how much variety, hype, and popularity it has. And I really believe this anime had a lot to do with it. For those that haven't watched this anime, there will be some spoilers in this video, so consider this your warning. Starting what I think Gurren Lagann does best. It's its pacing. It starts with Simon, a hole digger, and his big bro, Kamina, living underground. Believing they have a better life on the surface, Kamina gets Simon to dig upwards, but is stopped by their village leader, believing that living underground and maintaining the status quo is better than safer. When a giant mech breaks through the ceiling with Yoko, a surface dweller, sniper, and one of the most cosplayed characters in the late 2000s. After a short fight with the mech, Kamina and Simon sees the surface for the first time. And this scene right here, where the two boys see the sky for the first time, gives you an idea of the world they live in. This wide open sky will be filled with larger-than-life characters and mechs as the series goes on. The anime moves at a pretty quick pace. Each episode you learn something new about the world and why humanity was forced to live underground. You learn that humans are being hunted down by the beastmen in their mechs called gunmen. Humanity begins to fight back after seeing Kamina and Simon getting win after win against their oppressors. Eventually, they fight their leader, Lord Genome. All of this happens in the first half of the anime, about 15 episodes in. And in the first half, wait for it, Kamina dies. This was a twist that took fans by surprise. Kamina had such charisma and was beloved by fans that it was a genuine shock that they killed him off so soon. But that didn't slow down the anime's pacing. While there are still anime that drag out their story, many of the multi-volume shonen anime, a majority of them are really starting to cut down on having redundant or pointless episodes or story beats that don't really add to the overall story the author wants to tell. These are commonly known as fillers. I haven't watched every single anime that has come out in recent years, but I have noticed a decline in anime fans complaining about seeing fillers in anime. What I have been seeing are praises and discussion on where they think the story is going or something awesome or tragic that has happened in the story. That should always be the focus. Another thing I believe Gurren Lagann helped pioneer is how dynamic action sequences have been lately in anime. And I know this was done over time and other anime helped, of course. Gurren Lagann's action sequences it's one of its most memorable characteristics. Its over-the-top action and fighting makes it incredibly unique that its cousins, Kill la Kill, Promare, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and many others that were inspired by Gurren Lagann in some way. And it makes sense, seeing how those animes were made by mostly the same people that made Gurren Lagann, with Kill la Kill being the most inspired, in my opinion. Other anime I think it inspired are Eizouken. While not an action anime, its animation for some scenes are simply beautiful, with how it takes simple designs and it really goes wild with it. An action-heavy anime that does have cool fight scenes are, honestly, there are a lot to choose from. It's a cop-out answer, but with so many great anime that have fantastic animations, it's hard to pick just one. But to illustrate my point, I'll pick one of my favorite anime in recent years. Fire Force is a more traditional shonen anime, but it has some of the coolest fights I've ever seen. One that stands out to me is Ogun versus the Demon. It draws inspiration from a lot of shonen anime, like JoJo for example. Some aspects of it reminds me of earlier fights in Gurren Lagann, where it was more of a hand-to-hand combat in a mech before it became a galaxy-wide smackdown in later episodes. And again, I know this might not be the best example with so many things to choose from. I just went with what I felt comfortable with. So, there's that. Finally, what Gurren Lagann did to really help shape the current anime meta is hype. I'm not talking about the excitement of seeing a popular manga getting an anime adaptation. I'm talking about what's seen on screen. A moment that makes you excited to see what happens next. A fight scene that's on par with any epic wrestling match, or just seeing a beautiful animation that's just feast for your eyes. I remember a while back when Dragon Ball fans treated a fight between Goku and Jiren as if it was a massive sporting event. While I'm not a Dragon Ball fan personally, I think it's awesome that they had something to be excited about. A coworker of mine who isn't a big anime fan went through a whole range of emotions when he was telling me about his experience watching the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie. Gurren Lagann gave me that experience during the fight between the Anti-Spiral and Team Daiguren. Seeing the embodiment of the human spirit overcoming the living void of negative emotions was so insane for an anime fan like myself back in the day. I wanted to know how this intergalactic brawl was going to end. Seeing the Anti-Spiral defeated with a massive drill through its chest, telling Simon it's up to them to protect humanity, was just awesome. Animation has come a very long way since Gurren Lagann first came out. The blend of hand-drawn and 3D animation makes it hard to tell how animators pull off some of the most breathtaking scenes on screen. Anime storytelling and pacing feels like they've come a good pace, with a few exceptions. Multi-season animes have felt easier to watch, and each episode serves a purpose, at least from my personal experience. I recently watched the double feature of the Gurren Lagann movies at the start of this year, and it reminded me that the human spirit and the will to keep moving forward is what makes humanity so great. And while this video took a lot longer than I initially intended to make, this year started out great for me, and I hope it continues to be a great year for me, and I hope it will be a great year for you. A very special thank you to Gemakai for the amazing thumbnail he did. And this video was supposed to come out a lot sooner. I was busy with Persona 3 Reload, and I might do a review on it, so stay tuned. And thanks for coming back to the Idle Room.